Okay, so this is our break-in oil. You guys can see a little bit in the oil, but nothing crazy. I should have cleaned the table a little better too, but you guys take a look in there. Very, very clean on this filter here. Not much, if at all, on there. A little bit of debris or whatever. I mean, you guys do remember we did build this in the shop, so you know, that's to be expected. But this is exactly what I want to see on new oil filters for fresh builds. I just always like to show you guys. I feel like for some of you guys that are doing it yourselves, which, God, it always gets me. I always cut my dang finger, and I cut it on the same time. Same thing every time. Right on that ring, the top ring, every freaking time. But anyway, that's what you like to see. I feel like a lot of people think on a fresh engine, you know, it needs to be like perfectly clean. I know some guys think it should be way dirtier. That's about perfect. Like I said, if I had built this in here, I'd expect a little less dirt, but you know, it is what it is. As they like to say, you'll have that on the big jobs. As you can see, this is some 2050 engine oil here. This is grandma's molasses that we got in there. I used to run power driven oil. I've also ran Hot Shot Secret oil. For the break-in period, I have had great luck with this VR1. It's also a lot cheaper and it's readily available. Steve actually turned me on to it. I don't know. Let me find the bottle of it. But from here on out, we will run Hot Shot Secret in here with the Fleetguard oil filter. So I just wanted you guys to see that. That way you knew we weren't blowing any smoke up your butts. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you can't tell by the intro, we are working on the quad cab yet again. We went ahead, did the engine break-in, everything went smooth. Then you guys saw me do the hot retorque, reset the valve lash, reassemble it, at least the valve cover, all that stuff. And then you guys got to see me cut open the oil filter. Again, you know, had I have not built this right here in the middle of the shop, I'd expect a little less dirt. But being that we built it out here because that room was full, it looks great. So now we're gonna work on getting our compounds on. Off camera, all I've really done thus far is not much. Change the oil. We got our fresh hot shots in here. I always get people that ask if I actually run their stuff. 15 W40, 2 gallons of that, a gallon of 2050. From here, we need to decide how we're going to do this. I want the compound, hood stack, and hot pipe and interstage pipe from the deck plate to fit. So I'm gonna go ahead and spare you guys all of the back and forth, and I'll show you what we land on. But that's what I'm gonna work on right now. So we have kind of a solution. I'm not a huge fan of the hood stack not being perfectly straight. However, I'm gonna have to get over it because we got the rest of the compound kit to fit. A little tight in some areas. The only issue that we have is this oil drain line here is on the hot pipe. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that. Looking at it, I've honestly thought about maybe just kicking the oil line the other direction. That may work. But intercooler pipes in, hot pipes in, no wastegate problems. We still have clearance on that. Clearance on our intercooler pipe, and we have clearance for our all new, or should I say return back from the dead power driven diesel air filter, and we have room for it, which is, I mean, just an even bigger bonus. So big thank you to the guys over there and gals getting us set up. We have 2 different lengths. I think that is the one that we're gonna have to run, but we will see. The only clearance problem we're gonna run into here is directly above this. So about right here is our radiator overflow. So I don't think we'll be able to run the longer filter, but I can tell you that any air filter is better than no air filter at all. So very excited we got that on there. Now I get the daunting task of pulling this back apart because I did not put the good clamps on. I also need to create a compound bracket. Thankfully for us though, this hot pipe here has that little thing from John Strato, and I might even get the block side to work, but I'm super excited. My UCC, or a portion of the UCC compound kit, will fit. I really like the way this hood stack looks a lot better, and here's a very obvious way on how it is not straight. But what happened is, with this manifold kicking the turbo up instead of out, it changes how the hot pipe comes down here, and basically with the turbo further out, this turbo sits a little bit higher, if that makes sense, which allows for the hood stack to kind of rotate down a little bit more. However, the nice part about this whole kit compared to our other kit is the fact that our primary or atmospheric turbocharger here is completely encased by the fender. To meet the KOS rules, Sarah wanted us to make sure that we had a steel fender over our turbocharger. I think, and also to satisfy the rules, we might have to put a blanket on this one or something. But all in all, we are legal here. We have our cross bolts in the hood stack. We have our, it's kind of hard to see, but we have our cross bolts in the hot pipe as well. So I'm very happy that all of this was able to fit. We still have pretty good nitrous access as well. And yeah, very, very happy with it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this apart, and we're gonna call it a night. Okay, so I apologize. We kind of got to plugging away at this old girl here, and before I knew it, she was back together. So I still got to do our map sensor and our wastegate plumbing. For right now, it is just spring pressure. So 35 pounds, the external gate will blow off. I want to be able to add gate pressure to the wastegate from the controller. So we have to do that. I have to put our map sensor into this horn here, but we have everything hooked up. Fans hooked up, All of our fuel plumbing is done. As you guys can see, we got our compound stuff figured out. I'm very happy with everything. We got the air filter that I wanted on. This is a 6x9 from Power Driven. This is their new, or I wouldn't say new, but returning back to the market, their Performer series. This will allow us to be able to sled pull in the dirt drag in the dirt, obviously, and keep our engine somewhat healthy. The nice part is, because we base this all off of our big UCC compound kit, that means this will also work in our deck plate motor as well. And again, the only thing that it's not perfect, the stacks tip just ever so slightly this way because of the way this turbo is. But again, we meet all of the KOS rules for the turbine being fully encased. If you go like this, the turbine is fully encased by a steel hood, steel fender. So I'm very happy about that. We have all of our engines hooked up. We have our On3 intercooler, our Chinese radiator, Flexolite fans. And yeah, we guys saw hot retorques done. So we're gonna put some coolant in it, and then I'm gonna drive this thing to get it hot, kind of run it through a couple heat cycles. I'm not gonna put the front bumper on because it does make it a little harder to do the valve lash and stuff. It's easier if I can stand right up against the intercooler and do our valve lash. So all of that remains on this truck before we can really beat on it come Waggler. So this video is going up either Wednesday or Thursday, right before Waggler. So it's the ODSS season finale last weekend of September. I don't know the dates, but it's Friday and Saturday. That is where we will test this truck. I haven't really made up my mind what class we're gonna race in yet, but that has been the goal on why we've been thrashing. So again, this video is going up either 2 or 3 days before the event. I hope to see you guys out there. We're gonna put together some nice videos for you guys of the finals as well. But we're gonna get the coolant in this, do a couple system checks, and then actually, you know what? You guys have been patient. Let's I think we're good to fire it up. Can't remember. I don't know. We'll find out here in a minute. So yeah, runs pretty smooth. The other thing I just thought of is I got to change the air dog out for our smaller one. This one is just, it's too much sauce. We had it dual feeding 214 mils. Again, this is, I don't even know how big this air dog is. I just know that it's too big for this. So we're gonna have to drop back down to like our 220 gallon per hour pump. So a little time passed since we stopped with this video. I have since street driven this about 80 miles last night. And I did one last hot retorque, which you guys have already seen me do a million times. But if you guys notice, we got our interstage boost. We have our total boost. Our map sensor is now plugged into our intake horn. I did start implementing a hot retorque on our connecting tubes. I'm glad I did. These ones were all loose, even though I did torque the ever-living you-know-what out of them. But we got coolant in it now, and like I said, I drove it. Today we're going to basically do the valve lash one more time. We are going to put our front bumper on as well. I'm going to make a little cap out of some carbon fibre for our wastegate hole in the hood. That way we can keep some of the moisture out from there. And we're just going to kind of chip away at it. And we'll take you guys for a ride during the daylight. Like I said, I was out last night around midnight. And it's real hard to get good videos in this thing at night. So we'll take you guys for YouTube's maiden voyage today. I'm going to go ahead and get y'all set up. I'm going to get all this cleaned up and we'll get to work. So after a successful little trip, nothing's leaking, nothing's broken, all good things. So again, guys, I know on video it looks crazy or whatever, but that's maybe 800-900 horsepower just used correctly, way up top. As you saw maybe in the boost gauge, it was making about 45-52 pounds, and that crazy screeching noise you hear is actually our wastegate dump pipe. It's very loud in the cab. The first couple of times you just got to get used to it, like making that much noise. It throws your concentration off every time it happens, but you know, that's kind of par for the course, I guess. When we run the 2 gates, it's even louder. This single gate is still pretty loud, but not crazy. The reason why it is different now than it used to be is because instead of the wastegate going into our hot pipe, the wastegate is actually just going out the fender. So very loud, kind of quite obnoxious, honestly, if you ask me. But that is how you got to do it. Whether you put it out the hood, out the fender, they are just loud. And that is also why I want to get the wastegate line shut, because I think fuel only with this setup, we won't have to run too much gate at all. And then obviously on the dyno, we'll have to really crank her up a notch or two. But I'm overall very excited to go to some events with this. If you guys, again, we're going to a Waggler season finale. Assuming nothing breaks on this truck over the next couple of days, I'm gonna just daily drive it, get comfortable in it, seat time. From there we have I want to say, I think a dyno event we might try to hit. Then we have Hub City Diesel Truck Challenge. That's like October 14th, 15th, I believe. Then we have Diesel Truck Wars, which is in North Carolina. That is the following weekend, October like I want to say it's like the 21st-ish. And then we have a weekend off, and then it's KOS. So we are getting very, very close to being able to show off our stuff. Hopefully you guys like this video. Drop your comment down below. Subscribe if you are not already. And as always, guys, I will catch y'all on the next one.